There is definitely not an agent that's done the volume that you've done on a consistent basis. Geez, you get into a lot of doors. I just can't get over in the last 12 months. Based on those numbers, it must be 20 to 30 appraisals a week, eh?
20 is probably around the mark. When the appraisal comes in, we'll want to get back to them as soon as possible. Upon booking that, we produce our digital introduction, which we do through Realtair, and that is sent out not just via email with confirmation of the appointment, but also through SMS. I get a better response via SMS, so you'll get an immediate click, and then there's an acceptance button that they'll push, and that pretty much happens immediately. There's already 2 touch points before you've been out to the property.
You started selling a few expensive properties, but if I can recall, your homes were always like 500 grand or thereabouts.
My average sale price is around the 800,000. The other week we sold highest auction record result in West Lakes for over 4 million. So I feel like it's great to be diverse across all price points, and that's something that in my area we'd be selling a property maybe 350,000 all the way up to 4.5 mil. So you need to be able to relate to all different seller and buyer groups, and that's something you learn as you progress in the industry as well. When I built myself from about 50 or 70 sales up to 150, I was making the output because of how my days are situated now and being a business owner as well. So at this point, it's probably just maintaining, and a lot of that is done through automation within the office, retaining those relationships and those touch points with past clients. So it's taken the effort and the work, but we're probably at a point now where we are an attraction agency within our area. The other great thing, you can set up the quarterly market reports. So we make what we refer to as a price update. We'll keep that client updated every 3 months with a market report, which is generated for you automatically. From what I understand, we're probably saving anywhere from 11 to 15 hours a week through the automation process. Since utilising Realtair, which is about 12 months, we've got about 700 recorded within the system. That is a combination of, say, market updates, actual appraisal and listing appointments as well. That's another great thing. You've got a record of everything that you've done within that time. For me, I have so many clients and I know I should be talking to them. But if you have that automation happening for you, it's just something that you know in the background, it's constantly grinding away. Nothing beats a phone call, but that is an amazing, amazing product. When I was coming into the industry, to be a woman, to be assertive and to be young, you had to be mindful of how that came across to the potential vendor as well. So you didn't want to be too confident or too cocky. So I was taught a very different way. When I got to a point within my career where I became assertive and just started asking for the business, it makes a big difference learning how to close properly or being confident enough knowing that you are giving them a service. And that's the other thing that shifted for me, is that I know my knowledge within my area is exceptional. And I know that the prices we get are better than anyone else in the area. It's about providing service to the client, and being in a service industry is a privilege. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that, and we all know that, but it's also, there's nothing more that I love than listing and selling a property, getting an amazing result, making the client happy. That's the best feeling in the world. The amazing thing about real estate is if you write it down and say, this is what I want to achieve from it, no one can stop you. In professional sport, if you are not the coach's favorite or you twist your ankle or whatever happens, they can control your destiny. But in real estate, it's up to you. It doesn't feel like sacrifice when you love what you do. You need to get better at understanding what a client's objections are. Once you get an understanding of why they may not want to close or sign on the spot, then you can address that in a way that is non-confrontational. It's like any craft that you do, you get to read and understand people. Being able to read people and make sure that they feel comfortable. And then if they say, look, we're not ready to sign today, then you can try and enter into the objection without doing it in a aggressive or pushy way. The beautiful thing about Realtor is you can see when they're reading it, when they're opening it, when they're sharing it. You can see if they're opening it multiple times. Obviously, there's a lot of repeat client that we go to, which is amazing, but we also do get called in against multiple agents as well. There's plenty that I miss out on. That's just part of the industry. I always think of no as next opportunity. So you wish them well, best of luck. I'm sure they'll do a great job. If it doesn't work out, feel free that you can come back to us and then we move on. My mindset at that point is, okay, who can I ring and tell in my database that listing is coming up before the other agent does it? So that's the other side of it. If we miss out on that and we know it's going up with someone else, we'll get on to prospecting around that actual appraisal.